There are few franchises more iconic than the legendary Star Wars. Since the release of Episode 4, A New Hope back in 1977, Star Wars has grown into an extensive universe complete with movies, series, games, books, comics, action figures, and more. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is due to release at the end of April, and because we here at Metasquad are huge fans of Star Wars, we decided to take a closer look at the game and share some of our thoughts and opinions of the story and gameplay with you all. So without further delay, here are our first impressions of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So as many of you probably already know, you once again assume the role of Cal Kestis, but seeing that 5 years have passed since the events of Jedi Fallen Order, Cal is obviously no longer a Padawan and has become a highly adept Jedi Knight. For this reason, Cal has an expanded set of skills and is able to fight with a lightsaber, or lightsabers, using several different stances. These additions to the game already mean that gameplay is far more varied and dynamic than Fallen Order, so while you may not be able to fully customize your experience, there are definitely more options for players to try out here. And due to the fact that you can take on challenges using different approaches and fighting styles, replayability is also significantly higher in Jedi Survivor. Probably the best part of Jedi Survivor is the additional force abilities you're able to wield. From traversing seemingly impassable areas to taking out squads of stormtroopers, if you felt powerful in Fallen Order, then Jedi Survivor will make you feel utterly godly. There's something about picking up a bucket head and making them shoot blaster bolts back at their fellow squad members that's just extremely satisfying and admittedly pretty comical as well. Amazingly, their aim seems to be a lot better when you suspend them in the air. Admittedly, combat with larger enemies sometimes feels a little unrefined and even janky, but using your lightsaber to deflect blaster bolts and hit smaller opponents from afar is pretty awesome. There are also a couple of finishing animations that are a really nice touch and cap off encounters with enemies in style. The most satisfying scenarios tend to be those with battle droids and stormtroopers, since the fighting mechanics and combat dynamics just seem to work best here. Melee enemies are actually often more of an annoyance than anything else and might grate your gears in certain areas. They often string together a combo of hits that you can't really parry or block, so just be aware of this before you start playing. The environments in Jedi Survivor are really gorgeous and beautifully rendered, so in terms of level design, things are less linear and more varied than in Fallen Order. From deserts and unspoiled grasslands to sprawling cityscapes and Imperial installations, players will definitely get to explore several locations, both new and familiar, in Jedi Survivor. The game isn't open world by any means, but thankfully there is a fast travel system this time around that will let you get from one location to another in a fraction of the time, so the need to backtrack and retrace your steps should be kept to a minimum. On top of fast travel, Cal is also able to use different mounts to traverse environments more rapidly. What's more, he can still take out bad guys while on a mount, and while your moveset may be limited while riding on the back of an alien creature, it still feels satisfying to cut enemies to pieces while dashing past them. I won't say that the mounts are anything particularly innovative or new as a whole in gaming, but they certainly add some dynamics to the experience and make things feel more immersive and authentic if nothing else. And what can I say? Gliding across different environments and just taking in the scenery is something to savor between fighting enemies and saving the galaxy. Mercifully, there are a bunch of different types of enemies in Jedi Survivor, so even though every encounter may not always be all that enjoyable, there's enough variety here to keep you playing and enjoying yourself. While it's not known exactly how many bosses there are or who or what these bosses are, it's safe to say that there will be a decent number and variety of big bad guys Cal will have to take down. Among these presumed bosses are a pair of bounty hunters, one of which is a Gendai named Ravis, that have seemingly dealt with their fair share of Jedi in the past. Some fans have speculated that Boba Fett himself may appear as a boss, but somehow this seems very unlikely, especially given that there are already these two bounty hunters that appear in the game. Oh, as for that guy in the Bacta tank, I know there are theories about him being Starkiller or Joruus, but it's almost certain that he's actually an as yet unnamed character from the High Republic. It's not entirely clear what role he'll play in Jedi Survivor or if you'll get to fight him, but there's little doubt that he'll play an important role in the game's narrative. There's also an as yet unnamed Padawan Senator who is a major bad guy in Jedi Survivor, but somehow I don't think you'll get to fight him, at least not in this game. I could be wrong of course, so don't take him off your radar just yet. Lighting and textures in Jedi Survivor look great, and seeing that there are sections of levels where you get to climb up walls and scale mine shafts using your force abilities and natural athleticism, there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to appreciate the hard work and attention to detail the devs have put into the game. Although Jedi Survivor may not be anything groundbreaking or super original, it definitely has enough material and variety to please even the most critical fans of the franchise. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will be out on April 28, 2023 and available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So that's everything we have to say about Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Are you looking forward to the game when it releases? And what do you think about the gameplay and trailers you've seen so far? Let me know in the comments down below. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so I can keep serving up the latest gaming, VR and tech content to you on a daily basis. That's it for today. From me and the droids here at Metasquad, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Later!